What's up, world? Welcome back. My name is Nick. This is Swiftful Thinking, and we're going to look at the refreshable modifier. Why are we doing this? Well, because if you followed my channel, I did a cryptocurrency playlist. I'm not going to go back and update that playlist, but in there, we built it for iOS 14. And at the time, there was no refreshable modifier. So we took a lot of time to build out our own custom UI to refresh that feed. And we built our own like spinner and everything, but it was not as good as the native refreshable components. And so if you ever used like the email app on the iPhone, you can pull down the list and then you get that spinner at the top of the list. We can now do that in SwiftUI with one modifier. It is as easy as one line of code. I'm putting it in this playlist though, because it's really made to work with asynchronous functions. So I'm going to show you guys in this video how we can do it without asynchronous functions, but also why we should do it with asynchronous functions. So again, if I was making the cryptocurrency playlist today, I would absolutely use this modifier to refresh my feed. This is the normal behavior of any user using an iPhone. And so if you can get this into your app, I highly recommend this being the default way to refresh any sort of list on your app.
All right, welcome back everyone. So in the last video, I did an MVVM bootcamp of basically a very common use case of how to use async await and actors with MVVM. And what we're gonna do in this video is a very similar structure, except we're gonna do a slight deviation basically to this function. So this function is actually asynchronous. And the reason we're gonna do that is because that's how it's gonna play well with this view modifier that we're looking at called the refreshable view modifier. Let's right click the navigator, create a new file, SwiftUI view, and let's call it Refreshable Bootcamp. It should be a quick one, but let's get our basic MVVM structure set up first. We'll do a main actor, final class, Refreshable Bootcamp, view model, conform to observable object. Let's initialize one in our view with an @state object private var view model, set it equal to one of these. We're going to have some other, let's call this a final class refreshable data service, and we'll just open the brackets here. And then in here, we're going to have a func called get data that's going to return us an array of string. And in here, let's just hard code an array of strings for now. We'll do apple, orange, banana, and we'll just call shuffled. So every time we call get data, it shuffles them, gives us a different order of these three items. Super simple. In here, we'll create an app published private set var items of type array of string, and we'll create a function called load data, which will access our data service. So let's get a reference to the manager. And in here, we're going to do a task, and we'll say do and a catch. Let's print the error, and we'll say items equals manager dot get data. This is asynchronous, so we need to await. All right, let's make this asynchronous and throws just to simulate how it would look in a real app. When we get this on the screen, we're going to do a scroll view, we're going to do a vstack, and we're going to do a for each. We'll say for each of the view model items. Those items are strings, so they're hashable. So let's loop on the ID, which is the hash value of each string. So referencing self, meaning the string itself. And then in here, this will be each item. And let's just put it on the screen with the item. And we'll maybe make it a font of headline. Again, I do not care at all about the UI here. When this view appears, we're going to call view model dot load data. Cool. And obviously it's working. And let's add a nav title of maybe refreshable. And to use that title, of course, we need to be inside a navigation stack. All right, here we go. Navigation stack is available in iOS 16. Let's actually just change the entire project to compile for iOS 16 just to get rid of that error for now, and we should be good. All right, this works. In the crypto app on my channel, we had to build out a custom refresh button. So we built out a button that every time you click it, it basically reloads the data. And that's basically what we want to do here. We want to reload the data, except Refreshable is going to allow us to do it when we pull the scroll view down. It looks much more like the email app on the iPhone. So if you pull it down, you get that spinner. And the way we're going to do that is literally by calling Refreshable. And of course, Refreshable needs an action. And the action will be our viewModel.load data. So now I have my on appear, it loads the data. And now if I pull this down, we can literally see this really cool UI here. And then once I let go, it's going to actually trigger this function load data. Now, one thing I want to point out though is that this load data function is synchronous right now, right? We're creating a task in here and this is asynchronous, but this function itself is not marked as async. So when I pull this down, it will basically almost immediately pop back up. And I'll just to exemplify that a little bit, let's return the data here. But let's first try await and do a quick little delay. We'll do task.sleep for maybe, let's do 5 seconds, just so we can really exaggerate it here. So I'm going to pull this down. So it takes 5 seconds to load now. And now when I pull this down, we're going to get that. And then that spinner goes away. And then 5 seconds later, this should actually refresh. But what I want to point out here is that the reason that spinner went away immediately is because this function finished immediately. So what we really should do when we're using this refreshable modifier is make these functions, whatever function we're calling in here, actually asynchronous. So we make this async, and I just move this out of a task here. So in here, I can await the response of load data. And now this is asynchronous. Maybe I make this an actual just task instead, and we await here. The difference is that, let's let this load real quick. When I pull this down, it's now going to linger a little bit and actually show that it is searching for the whole time that the function is running. So when you're using a refreshable view modifier, you can do it with synchronous code, but really it's made for the asynchronous await here so that it knows how long to actually show this spinner. And that spinner is a really nice UI. If I was making that crypto app today, I would use the refreshable modifier. This should be like the default version of refreshing your UI if you have this option. All right, that is all I'm going to do in this video. Just wanted to quickly show you guys that now that we know async await and we have access to this refreshable modifier in iOS 16. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I am Nick. This is Swiftful Thinking, and I'll see you in the next video.